Okay, this is strange. A lot of feedback with tech issues. I've been having issues all day today. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. Hopefully I'll pick up my other people because they were here earlier. Okay, guys. Okay, gotta find me. Okay, anyway, I'm going to just go ahead because I know that the people will eventually find me. Again, it's Candia Sanders. Lots of tech issues today. Everything was in a feedback loop. All I could do is hear myself repeat, repeat, repeat. It was like this disco music happening. Very strange. And now, of course, I'm starting fresh with no introduction or link to my live right now. Very frustrating. Anyway, the concept, oh good, I found one. This is good. The subject for tonight is overcoming the polarity and healing the great divide within ourselves and in the world, essentially, because we're incredibly polarized. And in truth, the only way to get the divide stopped or reintegrated is within ourselves. So I'm glad I have one. This is good. This is crazy tonight. So anyway, I gotta have a drink on all this. Don't I love to start a live when it's all upside down? Chrissy, you're back, thankfully. This is bizarre, very bizarre. Oh good, I'm getting messages on my phone too. Just bizarre. It's so weird. Anyway, we are going to talk about healing within ourselves and within the world and what each of us can do to shift that narrative. All you have to do is read the news. All you have to do is look at here at home. I look at the Nextdoor app. Hi, Shelley. Nice to have you. This is great. Is the divide within our neighborhood? You know, the local neighbors, the Nextdoor app. I see all of this disparaging commentary going on, and it's happening all the time. My sense, though, in truth, is that minority of the negativity is coming from a small group, but for whatever reason they're feeling very empowered to throw a lot of negativity, and that negativity of course is impacting how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about our mind, our bodies, our emotions. Even though you don't think those are all connected, they're incredibly connected. And when I'm working with clients right now, everybody I know is running tired, everybody is running exhausted on all of those levels, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. However, before we begin, I always like to start with something fun, and that is the Crystal Oracle book, just because I absolutely love rocks and crystals and my house is filled with them. This little book, again, when I do my intuitive readings, I never do or utilize cards. However, this is such a great fun way to start a session. So today's card, I actually picked a new one because 3 times in a row I picked the same card, Smoky Quartz, but we are graduating to Charorite, and it's a very beautiful purple and gray, maybe even some green in. I'll show you the color. Yes, here's our color. Can you see it? It's the Charorite. I know it's backwards on your screen. However, that's what the stone looks like when it's been polished and shown. It's beautiful. So here's what we get to work with today, which is really fun. It's a whole new energy field as we go into the Thanksgiving weekend. The energy is a little happier on some levels because we are getting to participate with our friends and family. Well, sort of, unless you're like us here on the West Coast, we're in lockdown central. I mean, people are supposed to turn in their neighbors and say if you have more than 6 people at your house. Well, sorry guys, but that's absolutely nonsense. So I won't get too political. As everybody knows me, I can get very political. So anyway, today's Charorite is acceptance, generosity, clarity, and inner vision. Now, how perfect is that? We all need inner vision and we're going to go into this because in terms of healing within ourselves, we have to have the inner vision into our own bodies, into our own psyche to be able to shift. I also have some great questions on the floor for tonight too that will probably, hopefully, answer some of the questions you might have about healing. So, Charorite, and it's a Charoite. I'm saying it wrong. pardon me, is a highly spiritual crystal that helps awaken higher wisdom. How perfect is this? We all could use that right now, a little higher wisdom, not only for ourselves, but for the world. You are being asked to accept the current events and bring your focus within. Well, I don't know about you. Accepting the current events is not so easy, and I think this is a perfect avenue to help with that, because accepting what is not always the easy path for most of us. I don't know about you. For me, accepting what is out there in the chaos, when you just feel like you could just, you know, put a magic wand on it and shift it, that would be fantastic. So accepting what is somewhat of a challenge. So this is a perfect card for today. All will become clear through meditation. And I shared last week the visualization I had about the angelic force taking away the negative people that are on this planet, very dark energetic resonance around them. So again, I do trust these meditations, and we are going to do a meditation. This is a time for reflection and contemplation, a time to allow your inner wisdom to guide you. You will realize that there is nothing you need to change, oh golly, and that all is as it should be. Well, okay guys, for those who know me, and you guys all know me, accepting is not always so easy. So that's what we're going to work on this week. Acceptance, right? Trust. Even though the current flow of events are confusing, yes, that is an understatement, there is a divine order to the madness. I think we all need to know that there is a divine order to the madness. It is only through love and acceptance that the divine order can be seen. That is brilliant. Okay, I'm going to say that one again. It is only through love and acceptance that the divine order can be seen. You will be touched by someone's generosity in the next few days. That's kind of a caveat at the end. I like this. It is only through love and acceptance that the divine order can be seen as to the chaos, the craziness that we have on the planet right now. Because there's so much division, so much negativity, so much hatred and vitriolic vehemence that is being perpetrated out there. It's unbelievable. I read an article today about Robert De Niro, who just was totally raging and with negativity, and basically said to all of those who happen to be Trump supporters that just you wait, we're going to come after you. I'm thinking, oh, that's a great way to unite everybody. It's that kind of negativity that impacts all of our health. It's all of that vitriolic behavior that needs to be deflected, and that impacts our health. It just does. So I might have to read this again one more time, just because it is so vital to what's going on right now. Even though the current flow of events are confusing, there is a divine order to the madness. It is only through love and acceptance that the divine order can be seen. And I might have to read that a few more times. Let's be honest, because as you know, I have been very involved and down the rabbit hole of information about what's going on the planet. And I speak with people literally all over the world and follow events in every country. And there's division globally. So to accept what is not always so easy when we look to a year ago when life was normal and fun and we were preparing for a happy feast with our many family members, and now we're told we can only have so many people. I don't know, I can't speak to that to the rest of the planet. I just know for a fact here on the West Coast that's supposedly the way it is. So with that in mind, accepting what is, I mean, I know Byron Katie always speaks to that too, dealing with what is and looking at it from a new perspective. So from a global perspective, then we're going to hone in and coming down into our bodies, that understanding that we are going through this massive keyhole, this massive shift in reality, essentially. And there are those who've already gone through it. There are those who are still mixed in the mess and the mayhem, and then there are those who haven't gone through it yet. They're the ones who are still blinded by distortions and lies, essentially. Those who are in the middle of it feel like they're in a subway in New York with an additional 200 people per car. Can you imagine that? So everybody's squished in and tight and compressed, even though we're separate. We're all supposedly supposed to be separated. This is on an energetic level. We are all being pushed, to our maximum point in so many ways into this next level. And as we go through this portal, this keyhole, we are having to address things within ourselves, within our psyche, within our physicality, within how we think, how we feel about things. And this is the perfect time to look at those distortions within ourselves, because when we do, and we accept, I like that, accept these things and then go, oh yeah, I do that. Like me trying to accept situations, outside circumstances. Okay, I've got to look at that, right? And as you look at that and learn to shift your perspective on it, then whoosh, through the keyhole you go, and then on the other side you feel better physically, mentally, emotionally. And then when you do that, what happens is you share that love and that connection with others. And that's really our job right now as the light workers on the planet, is to share that energy. Yeah, Newsmax, exactly. Share the good news out there. Newsmax is a good resource, Christy, thank you so much for sharing that. That's good information, because it's so true. The more we share our information, the better. So I wish all these little texts would stay up so I could keep seeing them. And thanks for finding me. That may make a difference, because I talked to different ones who are going to join tonight. However, my live is showing up differently. How frustrating. I don't know what happened. I have no idea about technology. But anyway, back to when we start recognizing as we go through this keyhole, we're on this other side, that then we have the opportunity to look back and hold our hand out to those that are still coming through, or those who haven't even progressed to that point because they're still, again, blinded by the distortions. It is your job, my job, our job to go out into the world, reach our hands out and say, here, let me help you across the abyss. Let me help you through the bridge, or over the bridge, or through the keyhole, however you want to look at it, because that's your job, that's my job. And there are many of us here on the planet, light workers, who have awakened and who are willing to take the time to share our information, to share our knowledge, and to share our skills with others. As an example, I had some two ladies over today, and we are doing a project. And in this project, we'd never done this before. And what was really fun is within literally 5 to 7 minutes, maybe 10, I don't really think so, we all kind of respectively moved into the roles without saying a word of what we do best, and then sharing that within the group. That's what we can do when we're in alignment. And when we're on that other side, we just move into those roles that we do best, and then we can help others. And that's why this is so important, to be in alignment, to be open to this shift into being willing to look at yourself, being willing to go within, into the emotions, into your physicality, into how you think about things. Because how we do all of those actions, those experiences, how we perceive things, makes a huge difference on how we feel physically, also makes a huge difference in who we are in the outer world, which is a wonderful balance, right? It's who we are. So to start with, let's look at who we are and how we can shift the outer worlds and how it impacts us, and how we stay in our alignment with the best within ourselves, so that again we can get through that keyhole and help others. Well, the most important thing, we talk about this every week, is always staying in your boundary of light. The visualizing yourself above you, below you, around you, this circle of light energy that connects you to source. Okay, always align here. Well, the next thing is to reinforce that boundary literally in your mind, with your hands if you have to, and reinforce the boundaries, because the boundaries are essential to the negativity that is coming to us, at us, around us on a daily basis. If we don't have boundaries to literally kind of ward the energy off of us, for those who are incredibly empathic, comes in like a tidal wave, and then you become overwhelmed, and then you become sad or angry or frustrated, all of those different kinds of emotions that can be incredibly overpowering. So it's really important to remember your boundaries Every single day when you wake up, when you go to the bathroom, when you're sitting in your car, whatever, reinforce those boundaries so that the energy that comes to you from outside of yourself, from reading the news, listening to a grumpy neighbor, listening to somebody bitch and whine and bellyache about something that's negative. Richard's here. Oh, hey, Richard. Nice to have you. This is great. So, as you have the boundaries here, reinforce those because then, like Teflon, the energy flows off, right? Because again, those of you who are in my chat room, you're very empathic. And you don't have, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, you don't necessarily always have the easiest time of dealing with all the negative garbage out there. Hi, Richard. Great to see you. To have the ability to go out and deal with it. I have an ability just because I'm overly Aquarian. And because of that, I can be incredibly analytical and pragmatic. And so it doesn't impact me emotionally as readily as it can for others. So it's so important to keep those boundaries strong. This is something I can't impress upon you enough on a daily practice. Oh, I love you, Richard. Is practice this. This is so important. Make sure it's mindful focus every day to stay within this boundary of light. Boundaries right now are more essential than ever because of the fact that there's so much negativity being pushed through this keyhole, right? Because I don't care energetically, psychically, spiritually, I don't care. All of these very dark energies that are on the planet, and yes, there are many people today that are very dark, and we can talk about that a little bit. I might have to go into that just because I can't avoid it. Is they're still going to have to go through that keyhole. They're still going to have to come face to face with themselves. So as they do, it's so important that each of you, each of us, are all on that other side in our light with our boundaries up so that their negativity can impact us. We can reach hands over to them, but honestly, some are probably going to take a lifetime or two before, maybe longer, to be able to come through this. On a certain lens, okay, we're going to go there for just a second. Through a certain perspective, a certain lens, there are those souls that are so dark with negativity, that are so stuck in the Luciferian energy fields and their belief and adherence to the dark, that including the governor of my state in the whole West Coast. Actually, that's not true. That Washington's governor is a puppet. Oregon and Washington's are of this dark energy. They are going to have the opportunity to either be removed to another planet where they're going to have to work through their challenges through the opposite polarities or through similar situations, but they are on the receiving end, or they're going to get, lucky them, going to be hooked back into the 75,000, imagine this, guys, 75,000 year cycle, because they go in 25,000 year cycles, increments, by the way. So each one of these are grand cycles, the grand year, the Mayan grand, the great year, right? So 25, so it's 3 of these cycles that they, lucky them, get to be stuck in the 3-dimensional world that we live in right now, and they are going to get to go back and relearn their lessons. So they're going to have some choices, and I personally wouldn't want those choices. I want to move forward. So the more, this is why I really bring up the boundary issues. The more you do this, is the more you keep out their negative energy so that you can be the light worker that you are, and you keep putting that light out into the world. So important, okay? So important. So I wish this thing would just stay up. Crazy. So boundaries. Next thing that's really important on keeping the body aligned is getting out. I keep talking about this because we forget. Get outside, get grounded, rocks in your pockets, pennies between your mattresses, rocks under your mattress, that type of thing. Stay grounded, because if we don't, our nervous systems right now are so amped because of what's going on the planet, that if we don't keep our energies grounded, our nervous systems are on the ceiling, or or skyrocketing off. I don't know how many of you recognize the inner anxiety that you have been feeling, but trust me, I can feel everybody out there, and I can feel the inner anxiety, even though you think on a lot of levels that you are calm, and you cannot help but feel this. Again, it's a global thing. Oh, it does, Richard. It absolutely does. I love that. Mowing barefoot, absolutely. I love it. So, good. So, boundaries, staying grounded. The next thing, of course, is staying connected to source, as we know. So again, in your light, boundaries, grounding, and then this alignment up through to your higher self and source. So how you can do that is visualize from your heart up through your throat, up to your crown, and then heading out into divine consciousness, out into the center of the universe, out in the center of our galaxy, out into the center of our solar system, and then back down through connecting you to the earth and to you. So again, these are quick visualizations, but trust me, they work. They're very good. So the next thing to look at, now that we're in this space and place, right? Don't you love my hands? Doesn't work. Is your emotions. Your emotions. So many people today do not believe that their emotions, how they are feeling at any given time, impact their health. Well, it absolutely does impact your health. I mean, every dis-ease, every distortion is always linked to emotion, because when we leave our bodies, that's what we take with us. We take our skill set, yes. We also take our emotions. So whatever level that we leave the earth with on at this moment will go with us, because emotions transcend with us, because it's part of our soul matrix. It's part of, ooh, good job, Chrissy. I love essential oils. And we can talk more about that if we want to. But this is really an important aspect, is to really look at how you are feeling about things. Now, along those lines, where are you being empowered and what disempowers you? Is it the world at large? Is it someone in your family? Is it someone at work? Where are you allowing yourself to be disempowered? This is very important to healing, because when we regain our alignment to our greater self and our connection to source, then we do not allow somebody else to disempower us. Now, what's very interesting, I have to segue for just a second, is we've talked a bit about soul rays. So many of the players out there, from the Gates to Fauci to New Zealand's new, do you call them prime ministers? Help me on that one, Richard. To your new national leader, I'm going to go there, to the global world leaders. So many of them, when they came in, oh good, I'm right, because she's not of the light. Sorry, she's not of the light. I checked in on her. And I instantly went into her energy. Isn't that funny? Is to recognize that so many of these leaders came into this world with a yellow frequency, which corresponds to the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is where it's our willpower, our self-esteem, our self-confidence. It's where we empower and disempower ourselves, or allow others to, as well as the world leaders. What they do, they disempower others, or they empower. And so many of the leaders that have stepped up throughout the world, from World Health Organizations to the CDC, and you name it, every organization, so many of these people are yellow. For example, like the governor of Washington, he's a puppet, he's yellow. However, there are those who came in yellow and then have this gray energy that overlaps them, like icky, gooey, ugh. It's just dark and disgusting. And there are those that have allowed that energy to integrate with them. Some of that is from their genetic component, what they chose before they came in. They chose a particular bloodline to move within, so they could act out these scenarios. Like example, we're going to use Gates. I'm just going to say the word Gates. I'm not going to go further than that. Chrissy, that's such a good one. You picked up on that. And he's not even in your country. Very impressive. Yeah, he's out for a power struggle right now. He's playing the wrong side of the fence, personally. But there are those who are dark, like the Gates and Fauci, is they came in as very dark energy, and I've been trying to decide between the two which one's worse. And I actually really feel, in terms of just dark energy, Darth Vader energy, I'm going to go with Gates, because he's pretty, he's scary. He's scary dark. However, on a certain level, he's doing his role very brilliantly now, isn't he? Gates is playing out the evil villain with this nice, beautiful energy that he likes to put out. nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. And that's why being in your boundary of light is so important, so that you can discern the truth much more readily. Aware of this on any level? Great question. I do believe that Gates is aware. Fauci, not so much. I think in his own warped perception, I think he feels, he's such a sociopath that he feels that he's doing a good job. However, when it gets right down to it, power and money always play out. And those two are in on the whole vaccine thing. Now, we're going to segue for just a second, just because I can. This whole vaccine thing, somebody asked me the other day, one of my clients said, she goes, so what do you feel about the Trump vaccine? Because I don't feel good about it. Why is he pushing this? Why is he pushing that agenda? Well, the reason that you have those on the Trump team pushing a vaccine versus over here with Fauci and Gates is because this one over here has nanotechnology in it. It has poisons in it. It has things that will impact chromosome 8 within our brain. It has unborn fetuses in it. I mean, there's so many distortions in this vaccine. So Trump is trying to get out ahead of the curve so that those who are so insistent on having a vaccine for a virus that doesn't need a vaccine, that they will use this one instead. So yeah, it's really dark, scary shit, and it's true. I'm not making this stuff up. But that's the reason he's pushing this virus. You have to look at it from a bigger picture, because everybody looks at it. For those who are anti-vaxxers, they're looking at the negative side. Fortunately, here in the United States, it is not going to be pushed. Do you have a common certain negative to be susceptible to COVID? Oh, that's a great question. I'm gonna hop on that one in just a second, Sybil. That's a great question. So if we look at these characters, they're playing their roles beautifully. But again, this is about the people that disempower others, and they are very good about disempowering the planet. All the more reason to stay in your circle of frequency and light with your boundaries up, okay? And then you have the ability then to be clear with your own emotions, which impact our health. Sybil just asked a great question, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up again so I can read it. It's such a good one. Do we have a common certain emotion of negativity to be susceptible to COVID? I think that is a great question. And from my view, it goes into this huge shaming, blaming, and fear. Those are big ones. And when those kind of negatives or negative emotions are spinning around in somebody's head all the time, because it is truly a mind thing. This is not your brain. Your brain's a computer. So you tell your brain what to do and it's going to go do its functions. The mind is a separate entity, right? It is what we carry with us. It's part of the soul matrix. So it's in that thinking. Those are the ones who haven't gone through the keyhole yet. They're the ones back here blinded by the distortions of lies. And that energy is what's going to make them more susceptible, because they are fulfilling their own particular wish. They're fulfilling their own prophecy by saying, oh my God, the end is near, the sky is falling, that type of thing. And then guess what? They're going to get it, because they're that much more susceptible. Because when we have fear, our immune systems drop. And when your immune systems drop, you are more susceptible. Big picture too, those who have died are usually 60, 65 and older, who have secondary issues or are close to the cycle of leaving. Bigger picture yet are those, this is very important to remember, that those who have died, we always look at them as tragic. However, the bigger picture is their souls have all agreed to this. There is nothing that happens on this planet that isn't in agreement with our soul. There is nothing, we don't step in front of a train just by accident. It's from some soul connection that said, and contract that said, okay, I want out. The soul connection or the soul contract is also true when it comes to COVID, because as we come into this body, we know what's ahead of us. We forget through the distortions of living on the planet. However, every soul that has left, which is less than the number of people that die each year from flu, and as we know, there is no more flu. It's been totally eradicated. Amazing, amazing. As the CDC is now not checking it, it doesn't exist anymore, right? Don't we love the distortions and dispowerment? Yes, we would have agreed and made sense, yeah. So that's why paying attention to what disempowers you and what overpowers you and how you allow others to disempower you. And that's why being aware of where your fears are, your anxieties are, is so essential. That's why being in your light, seeing yourself above you, below you, boundary strong, staying grounded these are, and connection to source are your best vitamins, your best supplements, your best sources. Able to travel internationally, we take the vaccine? Oh, yeah, that's another good question. Um, Richard just asked, and you probably all saw that, but for those who might be watching later on, do you think we will only be able to travel internationally if we take the vaccine? Will we be stopped if we don't? My sense is this. Nothing has been decided yet. There are some countries that are definitely more invested in vaccines, and I have a sense that Canada is one of them, New Zealand's another one, probably Australia. And fortunately here, as long as Trump is in power, we won't. If we get the dictators in that they think they deserve to be in, then they are going to mandate. And what happens, that's what's going to happen if either side happens, okay? If the left wins, then we have riots. If the right wins, we have revolution. Either way, it's going to be pretty wild next year as we move past January, as we decide what's going to happen. And no matter what, Antifa is going to keep blowing up shit around the country just because they're anarchists, let's be honest. So next year is going to be the revealing of the revelation, and with that's going to come those who are on board with the negative. Oh, 80% of the population. See, I didn't even know that, but there you go. That was just an intuitive sense. And the reason is, again, it's lockdown, it's control, keeping us in a one world order of lockdown so that those at the top can have their parties, just like Newsom and the governor of New Jersey were just caught, so they can do their dance while the rest of us suffer. There are over 1 million people in New York, in each state, in Oregon right now, that are on at the food banks because they're starving because we allowed this nonsense to happen. So I feel that there are going to be countries that I will probably never see, you will never see, because of the vaccine. And unless people choose civil disobedience as a city, as a county, I mean, there are staggering numbers, yes. She's now with COVID and she is freaking out. I keep trying to let her. And I know she will be okay, and we're going to talk about that, Chrissy. Okay, so each out to the states, the provinces, to the nations, each country, people are going to have to rise up in civil disobedience and say, no, we're not going to do this. We want to go visit our family and our friends in Egypt, to New Zealand, to Turkey, to wherever. And there will be those pockets. Ironically, $100, I'm going to just make a prediction right now. Russia is not going to be one of those countries that mandates vaccines. My feeling is Russia is going to be right on top of allowing you to choose. $100, I'm just going to put it out on the table right now. We'll find out next year. You guys can let me know that if I owe you $100. But that's my sense. Putin's on board. Putin actually is a good guy. So back to your little sister. Tell her to calm down. That's going to amp it. It's just like the flu. What she can do is get quinine, which is chinchola root. You can get it on Amazon. You can get a tincture of it. Vitamin D, vitamin C, of course, elderberry. If she has, if it goes kind of into her lungs, yeah, that's my prediction, Richard. She can use mustard powder, literally mustard powder. This is something to remember for I can do that. All these new updates, I don't know what's all happening. Anyway, mustard powder, you mix it into a paste with water. You put a little oil on your skin, put the mustard paste over your chest, and then put like a plastic wrap over that, and then put a heating pad on top of that, or hot water bottle, and let that sink in. That will help open up those airways. You can also use essential oils of peppermint, which is really good, ravensara, eucalyptus, and you put that over your lungs and your bronchial right here, and that will help open that up. And tell your sister that she's not going to die. She's going to have a lot more stress. I got to get a drink here in a second. A lot more stress on her body by being stressed out, right? And drink lots of water, drink lots of tea, get lots of sleep. And within a week plus, she'll be feeling fine if she does those things. She also has to eat well, right? Her tendency is to not eat well. So that's another big part of this healing that we have to be on top of. We all know we're supposed to eat well, but how many people actually do? Which means eliminate all whites. Yep, all whites. We've talked about this 100 times. For those who haven't heard me talk about this, white rice, white bread, white pasta, white potatoes, and white bread. Get rid of those, and right off the bat, you're already on the road to better health. Thank you, Richard. So food is going to be very important. Exercise is very important. And exercise can be whatever makes you happy. To me, walking is one of those because I can do that until I'm 110. That's a great thing. Everybody knows Tracy and I jump. We love our trampolines. That's really a fun thing to do. You can jump, you can hike, you can bike, you can play basketball, whatever it is. Get online and do online training, whatever it takes. Just stay active, stay in movement. Keep that circulation going through your body. Very important. Staying connected to nature, very important. You know, these are all things we can do physically. And nurture yourself. A hot bath every once in a while is a great thing. We forget about those kinds of things, the self-nurturing, because we get so busy. And those things will also help with keeping our bodies in alignment so that we don't become the ping pong within our brains. Really? Within our minds, really. Ooh, 4 a.m.? Is that really what you just said? I wish I would just stay up on there. I do this at 4 a.m. and it seems like a different world. Wow, I'm so impressed. That's when I get up to go to the bathroom, 4 a.m. Holy cow, seriously. And then I crawl back under the covers. I am so impressed. I happen to be a night owl. I could go do that at midnight. Seriously, watch the stars. But again, I'm very impressed. That's really awesome. So back to where I was, which is the disempowerment. Where are you disempowered? Again, it's third chakra issues. That's where we allow ourselves to be disempowered. And ironically, so often, it's those people that we love the most. I think it's so great. Yeah, we can call them. Is to love those people because they are our triggers. They are our best teachers. But usually it's those that we love that are the ones we allow to disempower us, whether it's a person at work or a family member, a spouse, a child, whatever. So again, we've talked about this before, but take your left hand and go counterclockwise over your solar plexus. Pull the energy out. Let it go beyond your boundary of light with love and light. Okay? Take your right hand, go over that chakra clockwise, and then reinforce that energy field within that chakra for energy. When you do that, right, and you're in your light, you're in alignment, all of a sudden that third chakra energy, which is what we are moving out of in third dimension and moving into the fourth dimension of our heart, all of a sudden, again, we're moving through that keyhole to the other side. Then we are empowered and we don't allow others to disempower us. And then again, we have the ability to reach out with our hand and help those in need, because that's truly what this is all about, is being of service. Very important. Okay, so think about those. Don't forget, counterclockwise, clockwise. When I do a reading, this is, I know you're never supposed to say always, but always. I have never had one client ever in the 25 years of doing this that has not had third chakra blockages. And it's because we are doing this globally. And it's also what we're working through. Disempowerment, empowerment, self-esteem, self-confidence, willpower. Those are huge, okay? So when you're having doubts, another thing you can do, or you're feeling disempowered, yellow food, because that's the yellow chakra. So yellow and gold food. So any of your squashes, your bananas, yellow apples, you can keep going through all the yellow foods. I mean, I like yellow zucchinis as an example, or squashes, and even pumpkin. It's on an orange level. However, I count that because that's going to reinforce that. For example, I am really big on juicing, and my juice are filled with carrots, orange obviously, but apples. I got yellow beets to add in there, ginger. Those are my big, okay, carrots, apples, beets, ginger. Those are my 4 big ones, and I drink it regularly, and my vision is actually better because of it when I do that. So the more you juice, if you don't have a juicer, put that on your Christmas list. We've got Black Friday coming up. Perfect timing to pick up a juicer, or Costco. Ooh, that's a catch-22 too, because all the little guys need the business, and yet here we go. We go to Costco and we go to Amazon. Ugh, drives me crazy. Because there's a part of me that I want to go help the other guys, right? One of those catch-22s. But really important that you get the vital essence from these juices, which would also, Chrissy, help your sister with her COVID if she's juicing and getting those great, really intense nutrients from the fruits and vegetables. Really good for you, really good for her. So, and I'm just looking at all the things. So, again, third chakra, very big. Oh, it's even Black Friday here now. Oh, interesting. Yes, well, it's because it's marketing, it's money, right? Oh, yeah, but if we can get a deal. Oh, you guys, I just saw the coolest deal today. I'm so excited. It's this camping stove. I know I'm segueing, but it's like, oh, this is good. Now, of course, the best news, it wasn't through Amazon. Anyway, that's just me. So, how do we shift this? By shifting this chakra, then we start empowering ourselves. Empowering yourself through courage, through strength, through inner strength to go out into the world. Okay, so these are just simple things. However, if you get in the habit of doing them, you become stronger, more confident, more willful in your actions. Now, what's interesting, I just was listening to something about polarities. Okay, because we're so polarized, but that's part of the Earth program, right? Polarization. So that's, I mean, literally, it's the Earth program. That's what we're here to learn: red and blue and black and white and female and masculine, and all of the polarities. Well, the best thing is actually to be polarized, be on one side or the other, versus in the middle. Because when you're in the middle, you're kind of sitting on the fence post. I can make that very visual, but you can go there yourself. So you're sitting on the fence post and you're kind of spinning. You're not making really good choices. It sounds like we should all be in this neutral white bread zone, when in truth we need to have an opinion. We need to have feelings and emotions and intentions based on things that motivate us. And usually those things are not middle ground. They're usually on a polarity of some level. And once you step in and recognize that there is a polarity swing for your good, because that's again the Earth school, then you can embrace the polarities from a different perspective. You don't go into black or white, you go into passion versus disimpassioned, right? That's not even a word, unpassioned. What's the word? Not full of passion, let's go there. So when you look at those two things, they're not polarized, they're just opposites. So choose that. By choosing that direction of what you want to see, what you want to have in your life, what you want to manifest in your life. Again, it's not about opposition as much as a directed focus of where you want to go. When we do this as individuals and eventually as a collective, we move out of that vast swing of emotions, of behaviors, of patterns, and we move into what you've probably heard, this new Earth frequency. So really, what is? It's up to us, which means focusing on that direction, focusing on what you want to, which will then create this healing within yourself of the divide. You know, should I go or should I stay? Should I stay in my marriage? Should I get a divorce? Should I stay in the job? Should I leave? All of these polarities that we deal with. Should I be a Democrat? Should I be a Republican? Should I move from Oregon to a red state? Should, you know, all of these opposites, but just focus instead of the negative, positive swing. Just focus on what it is that you desire. Good health, a good relationship, a great job, on and on and on, right? So that starts to shift this swing between the two polarities. By way of doing that, then you're on that path to your North Star. And that's, I know that sounds easy, but it's not as easy as it sounds. You just have to be mindful, and then it becomes easy. It becomes a great direction. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Richard just asked, is December 21st a very powerful time? Well, we're going to segue for a second, because this is perfect. Great question. Actually, it does integrate into the healing aspect. The 21st of December is an incredible alignment of planets that I've heard several different people say different things, and you know, we all have to come from different perspectives. One is 800 years. We haven't seen this alignment for 800 years. Excuse me. And then another one I've heard has been not for 6,000 years have we had this complete alignment of planets and conjunctions and trines and alignments. Don't ask me what they are, because I'm not the astrologer. I know enough to be dangerous, but at this moment, All it means to me is the shortest day of the year, the solstice, is when the sun stands still. And when that happens, it is the quiet time. It allows us to go within. I've written every year about the solstice. I have been very aware of the solstice and the two equinoxes since I was a child. I have, I find it fascinating. I'm sure it's because of lifetimes of working in those natural sciences, if you will, and those alignments with our solar system, our galaxy, our universe. So during this time, in fact, the closer we get, we're going to talk about this, is to align from you in New Zealand to us in the States, to those who are in Canada, to wherever, to align with that energy, with just that pure, focused intention of, it has been centuries, been far too long, to focus on what we want for ourselves, and then our families, our communities, our nations, our world. And when we focus on that, even if we do it for 5 minutes, we can help change and shift the polarity into a better focus of a bright future, into the new earth. So when that happens, my intuitive sense on it is this, and I'm just feeling it right at this moment, is that those who are in the analogy of being in the subway cars with too many people are going to be energetically pushed through to the other side of this energy portal, and will be then able to be even more integrated within themselves, clearer minded, physically stronger, more focused on the future, if we keep our boundaries up so we don't let the chaos override our thinking. And then we have the ability to help those who are coming through. And all that takes is that alignment with source, with the solar system, and within ourselves and our community. And if we all do this together, we can change and accelerate. That's the word. We can accelerate what is coming. Because again, next year, cosmically, astrologically, there's going to be a lot of revolution. And how I'm seeing that revolution is very positive, because it's not just in the United States, it's revolution around the planet to break free of these chains that these negative gray people are putting out there around the world. The chains are going to be broken. We are not going to be locked down. We're just not going to take it. There will be pockets that will be slow, but eventually they too will break free, because the rest of us have done it ahead of time. So that's why this portal, this solstice, is so important. So definitely mark it on your calendar. Definitely take time to set up some kind of a ritual, even if it's 5-10 minutes, walking at 4 a.m., and sending peace out. See the world how you want it, see your world how you want it, and then make that your focus for 2021. Keep the, what's that old saying? Keep the monsters at bay, keep the something at bay, lions at bay? What is it? There's one of those where you keep it at bay, right? So the more we do this, this is how we create that future that we desire. And when we do that, we become more response able. We are able to respond in very positive ways instead of in knee-jerk ways. That's also an important thing to pay attention to. When you react to something, took the day off work, and actually the weeks as well. It's the longest day here, and light at 4 a.m. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I love this. That's nurturing. That's self-nurturing, right? Is pay attention. Where do we have those knee-jerk reactions? I mean, I can get them when I'm reading an article going, are you kidding me? Are you, knee-jerk frustration instantly, when I just need to align, take a deep breath, and focus on that North Star of what it is, the world, personally and collectively, that we are creating, focusing on that. And so you are becoming more we are becoming more response able. When we do that, we shift the world, which is very great. The next thing is to remember to integrate the head and the heart. I can't get in the heart. Remember, then you can speak from your truth. So get in the habit of, am I responding? Am I response able from my heart, or am I response able from my intellect? Because we can overthink things, we can overanalyze things. Or what I see over and over again is there is no practicality, there's no pragmatic, there's no logic. Golly, it's so illogical how people are responding right now, and that is because they are knee-jerk reacting, and they're not coming from the heart. So these have to be integrated. So step outside yourself and look within to see, are you coming from your head? Are you coming from your heart? And always make sure to integrate them, and then it realigns you for that North Star. Okay? Then you become response able. Okay, and I'm just checking over my, where are they? Connecting. Oh, okay. So the one other thing is to look at the shadows within ourselves. Where are your shadows? Uh, are they within yourself regarding your parents? Are there shadows and resistance where you hold yourself back, where you don't open up your heart, where you overcompensate, where you do too many things when and not delegate? I mean, there's so many different parts of our personalities that are the shadow part of who we are. We have to look at those. We have to be willing to look at those things and say, okay, I need to look at it from an outsider's point of view, looking in at my shadow, and then I can shift it. Flooding out, there you go, exactly. And then when we reverse engineer it and we look at it from a new perspective, then the light shines on it, and then we can shift how we become, instead of reactive, we become response able. A great thing. So if you start integrating all of these ideas, these tools into your everyday habits, because the more you do them, they become habits, then we can release those dark patterns. We can let them go off into the ethers like doves, and then we then shine our light brighter for all those other people out there that need to see the light, that don't have the ability, because again, their blinders are so thick and they see through wavy lines. For example, when I was looking at somebody the other day, somebody asked me a question, and you think about Death Valley, where it's so hot, and that when you look at it from a distance, that the heat waves are very distorted above the sands. That's how I see people walking. I see them walking through these waves of distortion, and they can't see beyond that. They can't see the truth. And that's where your role comes in, to be the guiding light by doing these things, staying in alignment, being courageous, being full of strength. Julie, hi Julie, how are you? Your timing's perfect. We're just getting ready to do a visualization if you'd like. So when we align into this frequency, again, we have the ability to help those who are distorted. See, Chrissy, that's a great thing. Is asking for help is probably, I'll be straight up, that's not one of my strong points too, and or allowing others to help you. So that is a perfect thing to bring up, to align within yourself and say, okay, this is something, again, be the observer, look at yourself and see ways that you can then shift that, right? So next time a situation comes up, reverse yourself and say, does that person really mean that? Of course they do. So then you go back to yourself, and thanks, Julie, for joining us. You get to meet all these wonderful people. We've got Richard here from New Zealand. We've got Chrissy, she is from Georgia. We've got several that are in Portland. Sybil is in Utah, or maybe she's still in Portland. So great combination of wonderful people. So, okay, I want you to think about those things. So anything where we have our shadows, be willing to look at it from another perspective. Again, the divide within ourselves, because when we heal the divide, we heal the division, we heal the dichotomies within ourselves, we share that with others, and that's how we change the world. So this is really, really important. Okay, so now I'm just looking, oh, I know, I can't do this. We're going to do a visualization, but I have a couple questions that I want to answer really quickly, and then we will do a visualization, because these are really great questions on healing. For those, maybe you don't know, maybe you do know, I have been doing healing energy work. It was a gift. It was given to me. It downloaded into my head. I kept saying I can do this, and it started coming in for 25 years, based on the fact that I had a really bad injury, and I needed to get past it. I had children to raise. I went through so many different doctors and modalities, and the information started coming. So because of that, because of my experience as a healer as well as an intuitive, these questions came in. Sorry, I got a bug in here. What? This is November. Why do I have bugs? Okay, these are great questions. And it's all about the power dynamics. Thank you, Cassia, for these great questions. Are we, as healers, are we healing people? Or are the peeps healing themselves? Or is the universe, angels, cosmic being doing the healing? Great question, because I think there's an aspect of all of it. I can speak from my perspective. One is I don't heal anybody. Nope. I can see things and I can direct things and I can, for example, let's say there's a bone out of a placement. I can touch your body energetically and I can put that bone click back into place. But is that me? No. You are receptive. You are the recipient of the energy, but your higher self, your body, your being, your essence is already in alignment with that healing. And you are just asking for the modality, if you will, to put that alignment into place. Is that in accord with the universe? Absolutely. For those who need angelic assistance, well, the angels, if you will, which are total light beings, and they don't necessarily interfere, actually. They offer love and support, but they don't interfere because guess what? We are a free will planet. Now, that may disagree with your belief system. That's cool. Totally up to you. I'm just sharing what I have experienced from being an intuitive for my entire life. Literally, my first awareness was when I was 9 months old. I have memories from that. So I've been very aware my entire life. So with that being said, I am sharing my perspectives on things. You have the right to choose whatever works for you. However, I do believe that these light beings offer love, but they don't come in and make things happen. That's not their job because they would be interfering with free will. So does the universe amplify the positive energy? I believe it does. But again, it doesn't come in and say, okay, let's fix that bone. When we pray, when we visualize, we are connecting into our higher selves, connected into source. So that source energy is coming and flooding the body. Yes, I do believe that. And then it works with the brain, the computer. The computer then goes into the bones, the systems, the meridians, whatever it needs to work on or work with. So it's a combo dance. But in the greater truth in my reality is that you are the creator. You are the one in charge. You have that ability to make the magic happen. And if you allow somebody to guide you, fantastic. There are those who turn their power over to the doctors and they give them medicines and vaccines and all that stuff. If they believe that, then that is their guru. That's okay, their story. They will eventually, if not this life, other lives, recognize that they have the power that's within themselves. And again, where I am in terms of medicine and healing, I feel strongly, I believe wholeheartedly that this is the direction we are going into. It's going to be energy. I mean, I've been doing this so long that people used to look at me like I was crazy. This is where we are heading, including the direction of directed energy within med beds and things like that. So again, is that the universe healing us, or is it a system that we then connecting with our brain and with our body to allow to happen? That's what I believe. I believe it is within our own soul matrix that allows the energy to work. But great questions. So who do we give credit to? All of the above. How's that? And then the other part, she said, you're a powerful healer. Own it. It's not you who is healing anyone. It's the client drawing in the energy, or was it Archangel Raphael? So who takes credit? So they're all integrated. So the credit goes to the combo dance, in my opinion. Again, because whether it's with Richard or Sybil or Julie or whomever, Chrissy, when I work with you, I direct the energy from source through your higher self to you. Real simple, but you are in alignment with that. You have agreed to that. You have brought that energy in, and I'm just directing it. So great questions, Cassia. Fantastic. Okay, so now we are going to do a healing visualization, an integration of healing the divide within ourselves. And this won't be long, but it will be, I feel, very positive and open up different centers within ourselves and allow you to wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed, revitalized, and ready to embrace the day. How's that? But Richard, I know it's not your night, but thank you. Okay, so I want everybody to get comfortable. Oh, yeah, weren't those great questions? I thought so too. I thought they were really good, and I really didn't want to forget it. So, okay, I want everybody to get relaxed. Just get comfortable if you're on a couch, or if you are on a chair, just sit back and relax and take a deep breath and get comfortable. Just as you exhale, allow the stress of the day, the night, just to go out of your body. So just sit there and do that several times. Take Take deep breaths in and let them out. And here's something before we get into this too deeply is oxygen. They have just proven that oxygen, by when we inhale oxygen, pure oxygen, they did this with a test group for 3 months, reversed 25 years off their telomeres. Their telomeres became that much stronger, that much younger by pure oxygen. Something simple as oxygen. Amazing. So as you breathe, really focus on that depth of oxygen that you bring into your nostrils and into your lungs to revitalize all the cells. If you can get in the habit of doing that every day, just imagine how many telomeres in your body become younger, stronger, more vital, more youthful. So how incredible is that, okay? So imagine again oxygen coming in. For those newbies who are just coming on board, we are doing a visualization, meditation, however you want to look at it, on healing the divide within ourselves, which will then, of course, help heal the divide in the world. And right now, we are just breathing in oxygen because, again, it literally helps reverse aging. And for those of us who are older, I think of myself as quite young. However, by year-wise, I'm not. However, if I keep bringing in oxygen, I'm going to get younger. You can do the same thing. So every day, again, I will get into the visualization. Every day, I really want you to add that into your mindfulness list of things to do, is to breathe in the oxygen and then let it out. And as you breathe that in, take it into every cell in your body. Revitalize the telomeres. Focus on the telomeres. Okay, now we'll go back to the visualization. Just so important. Information is really good. Yeah, you're not alone. Thank you, Richard. Love you, love you, love you. So, okay, I want everybody to take a deep breath and get comfortable in your chair, your couch. We'll do this again and relax. And just breathe in that oxygen. Imagine not ever wearing a mask again, ever in your entire life. That is your visual. See yourself outside in the fresh air, in the sunlight, just breathing in that fresh oxygen and breathing it deep into the body. Okay? Now I want you to take another deep breath. Breathe in that oxygen. And as you let it out, let out any distortions out into the universe. Let them go out with love and light. Just breathe in and let that out. Okay? Breathe deeply. Your next breath, I want you to breathe in light. Breathe in light. See it filling from the universe, from the crown of your head down through your body and into every cell. See it lighting up your body and see it energizing every cell in your body. Just breathe that in. Get comfortable. Just keep breathing in that light. Breath in and breath out. Now just relax. And take a moment to realize how incredible it is to be alive. Alive in this body. Breathe in fully this very moment. Just breathe in this moment. Because right now, this is all we have right now. This moment, this full present now. Breathe in again into your body. It is a part of your consciousness, yet it is separate. With your next breath, thank your avatar, your body, for the life that it has given you, your support, your abilities, your talents. Relax fully into your chair, your couch, and just get totally comfortable with your entire body, your senses. Now with your intuitive senses and your inner eyes, scan your body for pockets of shadows. Any darkness that is hidden within your cells or systems, organs, or bones. See through your inner eyes any distortions within your body. another deep breath in. And as you release that air, with your directed focus, zoom in on those shadows within your body. Sit with them. Feel them. Listen in silence to the words the shadows are saying. See any images as to the root cause of the distortions. Have a conversation and hear what the shadows tell you. Now remove yourself, step back, and see the shadow from a different perspective, a new vantage point. Thank the shadow or shadows for their wisdom, the learning from the distortions and the disturbances within your body. Thank any outside influences. Send the shadows love, appreciation, and gratitude for their experience within your bodily systems. They have been your best teachers. Now breathe in love and white light to the shadows till they become light-filled and healthy. Scan your body and see all misalignments gone as the light literally becomes effervescent and fluorescent, making your body glow with vitality and radiance. Filled now with beautiful light, send that energy of color and radiance over the world. To every continent, every person, every animal, every rock, river, lake, and ocean. See the world covered in blissful white light of unity. Now draw your energy back to yourself, to your body, and up into your mind consciousness. Take another deep breath as you come back to the present moment, feeling your skin, tapping into your senses, your hearing, your sense of smell, the touch of your skin on the fabric under your body, and see the beauty before you, knowing your body and mind are lighter and healthier, and the world is a happier place. Now with that, everybody take a nice deep breath. Come back into the present moment. Let me know you have returned. And also, if you have a minute and you would like to share anything that you saw or felt or had any kind of discussion with the distortions in your body, the divide, again, the polarity within ourselves, because this is how we heal the planet. Everybody is within ourselves. We have to heal us first. And when we do, that light shines out and those around us feel it. And then we keep sharing and spreading and the world becomes a better place. This is our path, as well as civil disobedience. This is our path to becoming better. What a fabulous process can be here. Thank you. The words love me and include me. Oh, I gotta keep, sorry, this is crazy. I wish these, the words love me and include me from my shadows were almost, oh, that's great. My body jerked several times, quite abruptly. Interesting. You were releasing things. That's fantastic. I love you sharing. I really appreciate it. I just wish they would stay there so I could read it. I wish there was a way I could keep them up there. Just keep allowing this to happen. So if you, thanks Christy for coming back, if you need to do this again, do it again. Because really the distortions in our physical body are created by our emotions. Foremost, oh, there you go. And our emotions are what override us when we can become calm within ourselves and in alignment with the polarities within ourselves and change the polarities to this path. Don't you love how my finger shows up? To this path of the North Star, changing our focus into what it is we desire rather than what we don't want. We take away the polarities within ourselves. And then those shadows within ourselves become lit up. And then any kind of misalignments or distortions or illnesses, dis-ease will dissipate because we have filled those areas within our body with light. The key, of course, I mean, I've been doing healing work for decades, is you got to do it. I work on myself every day, not for any length of time, mind you. Oh, you jerk too, Chrissy. That's, see, you guys are letting go of stuff. That's really good. Is you have to be mindful. You have to be willing to do the work. We all, everybody wants to take the magic pill, the magic bullet. It doesn't work that way. We have to do the work. So when we are mindful and we combine our head and our heart and we see the visualizations, we see the distortions, and we are willing to clean them out with love and light, we shift, we change, we grow, we become healthy, we become radiant, we become full of vitality, and then again we share that. Can we be conscious on a moment-by-moment basis when our shadows appear? Absolutely. You don't have to go into a full meditation. You don't have to go into a full visualization. Sometimes you can look in the mirror and go, oh, sorry, had a low battery there for a second. That can also be within yourself, right? You can look in your mirror and go, oh God, for example, sorry, I'm plugging my, for example, one of my shadows is to go in front of the mirror going, God, how did that happen? I looked good yesterday. Terrible, right? That's negativity. That's a shadow side. Have to stop myself, shut my mouth, and say, okay, good morning, Candia. Isn't it a great day to be alive? Isn't this fantastic? So you have to be aware of what it is that you're doing. Most people are unconscious. The majority of the planet is still unconscious. Sorry, folks, it's just true. There is a minority that is waking up, and hopefully over the next 2-3 years, more and more people will wake up. And in truth, we have been unconscious, and we have not taken action for ourselves. We ask somebody else to do it for us. That's not how it works. We have to be responsible. We have to be able to do things, right? So when you come back within yourself and look at those shadows, whether it's in your emotional fields, like the example I just gave you, or if it's within your physicality, because those emotions, those distortions, then get rooted into the body. When I'm working on somebody, every distortion in the body always has a story to tell me, to tell the client, because your body, your higher self is just telling me what's going on so that you can hear the truth of the distortion so we can bring it up to the surface and let it go with love and light. That's why light is so important, okay? We are literally moving out of the shadows into the light, and the more you actively pursue that, the stronger, healthier, longer you will live. And again, for those who are new, what I was talking about before the visualization is that oxygen, they have just proven, just oxygen, something as simple as oxygen and water, can literally reverse aging from our telomeres. We have the power. We have the power. I talked about this last week. We have, supposedly, I can't speak to this specifically, I can feel it, the truth in this, that we have 22 different kinds of ET DNA within our bodies. We are super amazing creatures and with amazing abilities. If we just activate it, we have to do it. Don't look for vaccines as the hope. No, they're bad news. We have to do it ourselves. We can vaccinate ourselves through mindful behavior, through putting light into ourselves, by eating well, getting rid of the negative food, because there's a lot of distorted food. Yeah, you can pray over it, you can help to raise the vibration, but in reality, we are trying to raise our vibrations higher through our consciousness, and our foods actually can be like a ball and chain around our foot. Hi, Sonia. How are you? That's great. Nice to see you, dear. So, I missed, Richard, what you said. I just said hi to her. Richard, what did you say? I'm gasping it in right now. Good. That's perfect. Because again, the more we take this in and participate fully, consciously every day, we change our reality. And isn't that what we all want to do right now? I sure as shit do. The reality that I'm seeing beyond my four walls, I'm not real happy with. I don't know about you guys, not happy with the masks. So to change that, we have to change ourselves, accept what is, go in as a, the pirate, whatever. Make it fun, put on a Darth Vader costume, whatever. Make it fun so that we can change the future. So again, it all resides with us. It all comes back to us. So my invitation to you for now and through the holiday till next week. Oh, first of all, I'm going to remind everybody this is our stone for the week. I want you to focus on acceptance of what is, generosity of spirit and heart, clarity, really reach for clarity within your mind, be very clear, don't let distortions get in the way. If you're caught between the ping pong effect, really focus on the clarity of that North Pole, that North Star for you, and then really work on your inner vision. What is in your inside interior self that will guide you to your highest and best path? And this stone you can kind of focus on. This is beautiful purple, lavender color with some gray greens in it to help as a portal, a doorway to that place. So really take the time when you're out, and I love Richard's walking in New Zealand at 4 a.m., is to take that time to go inward. This is a great time to do this because, again, as a globe, folks, this is how we do it. It all starts with us. We have to change it. We have been complacent for far too long. We've been complacent for centuries. We've allowed other people to take care of everything for us. Kristen, thank you for that. And it's up to us now to make that change. And it's going to come as a ground root swell. It has to come from us. It's not from the government. It's not from the, I'm going to say this nicely, the idiots within the CDC or the WHO or the governments. No, it's got to start with us. Okay? So use these techniques. Use all these different tools that I gave you at the beginning of the hour to really work with that mindfulness, to integrate the positive and the negative within yourself, to align your physicality with your mental acuity and your intuition and your heart center so that you can stay mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually attuned. That's how we change the world. So I thank everybody for being with me tonight. This is great. We went a little longer than normal, which is really fun. I wish you all a fabulous, for those who are in the States, a fabulous Thanksgiving. I will be here next Monday night at 7 p.m. And I don't know what my topic is yet because it always comes to me right before the hour. And one of these days I might start making videos again like I was doing before. I just haven't gotten there yet. So thank you everyone for staying with me. Thank you for doing the visualization because I really feel it's very powerful when we get this many people together. We can help shift not only our inner world, but we can shift our community, our state, our nation, our province, the world. Okay, that's what this is all about. So I send you all love and light. Again, my name is Candia Sanders. You can go to my website if you are not familiar with me. It's just candiasanders.com. I also do a blog. You can look that up, candiasanders.blog. And with that, I send you all love and light. Happy Thanksgiving to in the USA, to all blessings. Thank you, Julie. Thanks, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Love you. Thanks for being here. So I will see you next week.